Well, welcome everyone to another Diamond Call. This will be our last Diamond Call prior to Summit, although ZIJA will have another Diamond Call prior to Summit. But this will be the last Team Diamond Call prior to Summit. We're pretty excited about all the announcements that have been taking place. We do have these recordings. I'm going to show you where to find them afterwards and where to find Saturday's recording. So Saturday, we had an incredible Super Saturday training webinar because we had Dr. Joshua Plant, and he gave us all the sneak peek at this amazing molecular water filtration system. And after this call, I'm going to show you, in case you missed the Saturday, where you can find that, but also where you can make sure that you're registered for Summit, that you've got your registration, your tickets linked to your account so that you can absolutely get the email with the pre-order. So we'll show you all that after. But before we get into any of the other stuff that we're going to talk about here, we have two very special guests, our own ZIJA executives, Ryan Palmer and Jarom Dastrup. And I just asked them to jump on the call with us and give us an update for a XANGO Nation leadership update. We're just a few weeks away from Summit. They've been working so hard in the last 5 months with this XANGO to ZIJA transition. So much progress has been made. It's just been incredible. We're learning. Our learning curve is getting shorter and shorter. We're like all the like the perfect storm. Like everything is just aligning for us to land at Summit in October and just absolutely explode the business, being completely by that time dialed in. And with this new product, it just couldn't have come at a better time. So we'll start off with our President and CEO, Ryan Palmer. What good news do you have to share with our leaders tonight?
Well, first of all, Collie, let me just express a message of gratitude. I appreciate you inviting me onto the call tonight. Earlier this week, we had a chance to sit down, myself and Jarom and you and Dwayne Dyer, and I can't tell you how much I just appreciate the passion and enthusiasm and the love that you demonstrated in that conversation for your team. It's inspiring to me to see how much both of you guys care about your team and your people. And then even during the intro period of the call tonight, had a chance to hear some voices and that I haven't heard for a while, as the past few months, as you mentioned, have really been fast and furious. There's been a lot going on, and as a consequence, I haven't had a chance to connect it as readily as I would like to. So it was just nice to be able to hear the people come on the call and the voices. And if I can, I'd just like to send out an expression of gratitude to everybody who's tuning into this call tonight, because truly we are in a historical moment in time right now. And this year, this calendar year of 2017, will certainly be a year to remember, that we look back on or remember it as being one of those red letter moments, not just for ZIJA International, but for those individuals that accept, embrace the change and the transition. One thing that is constant in this world, in fact, maybe the only thing that is a constant in this world and in business, is change. And I want to express my gratitude to all those individuals who have embraced the change. I'll first and foremost be the one to recognize that through that change there have been some roadblocks, there have been some hurdles, there have been some adversity, but a lot of people you'll hear talk about adversity. It can be your stepping stone or it can be your tombstone, but I'll be the first person to say that I believe adversity is the birthplace of a supernatural promotion, meaning that it's through that adversity that we're able to grow, refine, and even become bigger, better, and really focus on that concept of living our life in crescendo. And the voices that I heard chime in on the call tonight are people that I know have embraced that concept of living life in crescendo and using the challenges that we work through to be able to become better. And it's exciting right now. It's always an exciting time of year in the fall for ZIJA Internationals. We're leading into our international summit. But I think this year more than any other year, and I say that because of the sequence of events that have transpired this year, the event coming up here in just a couple of weeks really serves as the culminating point for that transitional phase and a big stepping stone, if you will, probably as you had talked about, for what is to come, what the future looks like, and what the next year is going to look like. And we can continue to, on our end, corporately, just for an overall update, we're continuing to press forward on all fronts, recognizing that the members on the call tonight, there are several specific challenges and or adversities that happen just simply as the speed of which the change was upon us, that we were coming back and getting all the leaders integrated and collectively coming in to become one ZIJA family, one ZIJA Nation, and embracing that coming together. And the strength we have as we come together, I believe, is going to be the strongest force coming out of Summit this year that will really create that platform for us to be able to take things to an entirely new level as we all come together and push towards a common vision, a common goal. One thing I love about the synergy that existed between the two organizations was the fact that we are all in the industry of health and wellness. And ZIJA now is in a position to be the company that is leading in this concept of the natural health revolution. And our product lines, our product offerings now merging together in the Summit, really being the unveiling that in terms of the product lines and product offerings moving forward, and being able to take several different products that fall under this whole umbrella of the natural health revolution, whether it's Naturally Nourished, which of course is making reference to the nutritional supplements, Naturally Restore, which is the cleansing, the detox, and oftentimes reference the clinical grade essential oil lines with the Maple brand, and then of course Naturally Conditioned and Naturally Enhanced. And you're going to see each one of those four categories that are kind of a subcategory of the overall message of the natural health revolution be on display, be represented at this upcoming event, and get a very good idea when you look at the industry of health and wellness really being the fastest growing trend right in the world today. And with maybe a subcategory of that trend, of course, would be the natural aspect of it, and getting back to focusing on repair as opposed to repair and being proactive in our efforts. We've got a dozen products that are slated to come in and be introduced to all of ZIJA Nation. Some of those products, those of you that are on the line tonight, you're going to be familiar with already, as they've been products that you've been using and have been introduced to already, but you're going to see those come in and be integrated into the entire message of ZIJA International and fall directly underneath our overall message of the natural health revolution. In addition to that, I need to make reference to some of the operational challenges that have happened just as a consequence of the speed of transition that have happened. We've got everybody going full speed ahead, pressing as hard as they can to create immediate solutions, and we believe we'll be able to talk about, unveil, and introduce solutions at the Summit as it relates to several of our international markets. Even at that time, there'll be solutions that we'll still be refining, meaning we'll be consistently getting better and better. But we've got solutions that we're working on right now with deliverable dates that we're focusing on to be able to have discussions at convention, to talk to you, your teams, your people, and be able to give them the confidence, belief, the excitement, the hope that everything that has transpired come together, though there's been a lot of change that has happened, and through that change, of course, comes adversity. Change is difficult. Managing through change is difficult. If I had one message maybe that I'd like to even lead with the group of leaders that are on the call tonight is the importance of being able to lead through distraction. And right now, because of all of the change, the speed at which the transition has happened, certainly there's no doubt there hasn't been an absence of distractions, if you will, to talk about this year. But we're to a place now where we're coming into the Summit, which serves as, in my mind, kind of the culmination of coming to where we've got things from an operational standpoint. We've made the necessary modifications to continue to create seamless ways in which you can conduct your business, not just here in North America, but internationally, as this concept, natural health revolution, really is a global movement. And it's not just something that's happening here, but it really spans across all four corners of the globe. And recognizing that as we aligned our forces together, that there were areas where the organization, where you're operating in at markets that were already strong, that were not necessarily strong markets at ZIJA, but coming together, it created an opportunity for us to be able to get behind you, support your efforts, and continue to allow this message to expand and grow on a global scale. And so you'll see at the Summit, not just on the main stage, introductions of new products that continue to bring everybody together. But you'll also we'll have some one-off discussions and other private meetings where we can kind of walk you through the progression of where we're at. But I'm excited. I'm maybe more excited for this event than any other event in the history of ZIJA International because of what it represents. And it really does represent kind of the exclamation point or the punctuation in my mind on the transition. Now, that's not to say that there won't continue to be a refinement, but most of the big rocks, the big boulders, the big obstacles that we have faced through a transitional phase, we've really been able to press hard, collectively working together through our collective efforts and work through and create solutions. One of my favorite books is a book called Creating a Leadership Revolution. And if I can quote one line out of that book, actually it's Launching a Leadership Revolution, but it talks about the concept of how anybody has the capacity, the ability to point out problems, but it takes true leadership to be able to point out solutions. And one thing that I can say about working with this organization is that this is an organization of true leaders who are focused on solutions. And the appreciation that I have for each and every one of you for your efforts and focusing on solutions and working with us. In fact, just this last week, we had more solutions brought to the table that will help us be able to address payment forms in European markets and things of that nature. Just the overall focus from everybody that has been creating solutions and working toward them. And it's fun to be a part of. It's fun to be partnered with a group of people. I often talk about the things that differentiate ZIJA International. If you work in a crowded industry of network marketing, of course, every company is trying to talk about what is their edge or what makes them different. And I've often said that the greatest differentiator that sets ZIJA International apart from any other company in the industry is the people. It is the leadership. It is that we have gathered together the best leadership across the industry. When I talk about the best leadership, I'm talking about real, genuine leadership, not just a pin title, not just somebody who's got a leadership title, but has actually achieved that highest level of leadership. And it is going to be the people coming together, unified in our message now, pressing together, pressing forward, of course, with the launch and introduction of some very exciting products. Kali talked about the buzz that you had just yesterday on the team call that Dr. Plant went through. What I believe is going to be a revolutionary product in the industry is we're able to really be innovative and be leading from the front, first to market, bringing something that is not going to even be in the same category as maybe other water filtration devices because of the effectiveness. It's so much better than anything that's ever been out there, but we can be able to market it at a price point that really makes it feasible for anybody and everybody. And when you look at that and consider that potable water is really the number one natural resource in the world with the greatest demand, well, we have the ability to be able to come in and provide solutions in people's lives that not only impact them from a health and wellness standpoint, but taking a step back to have a little different perspective. You know, my favorite quote comes from Dr. Wayne Dyer when he says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And that really is talking about the concept of perspective. And when you take a step back and you look at what we're doing and being able to provide products that are changing people's lives, not just from an overall health and wellness standpoint with the natural health revolution, but then combine that into the full message, the full mantra of ZIJA International, what we're doing, and that, of course, is living a life unlimited. We're introducing these products that are creating at the very top of whatever market segment they're competing in to create financial freedom for people, create personal development platforms to be able to grow, define, and develop themselves individually, and be able to go out and find what is their active lifestyle. Of course, what I just described are what we refer to as the 4 core values of living a life unlimited. And here's what I know, is that when you take all of these 4 core values and put it together, that's when you truly have an opportunity to go out and touch and change somebody's life and truly leave a legacy. You've often heard me refer to this company as a legacy company, and the vision of the company to be a legacy company. And we're in a very serendipitous position in the sense that it's easier to act your way into positive thinking than it is to think your way into positive acting. And so we've been acting consistent with our thinking in terms of a legacy company, and have now put into place an infrastructure here that can support that next wave of momentum of critical mass. And many of you had an opportunity to experience that critical mass in the past, that the momentum phase, and we're right on the precipice of what I believe will be the steepest growth curve in ZIJA International's history over the next 3 to 5 years. And I'm just proud to be partnered with you. Can't wait to get into the event and have an opportunity to be able to see, not only from a product standpoint and the new introductions and things that we're going to do there that continue to add more mortar between the bricks on this overall message of the natural health revolution, but really to bring everyone together and focus on the things that really matter, and that is the relationships as we truly partner together and unify as one common organization, pushing toward a common goal. In fact, as I close things up tonight, I'm going to quote one of my favorite quotes from Margaret Mead, and that is, "Never stop believing that a few caring people can go out and change the world, because indeed, that's all who ever have." And that's what's going to happen at this upcoming event, is when we unite this organization around this common vision, this common goal, this common concept of going out and touching the life of others to leave a legacy. We truly have the ability to reverse and change what a lot of people are focusing on right now as status quo, meaning they're accepting their environment. And we've got a group of people that say we don't have to accept the environment that we live in, but rather we're going to influence the environment. We're going to create the environment, not only for us to be able to achieve our dreams, our goals, our vision of Life Unlimited, but to create a platform and a vehicle for anybody and everybody who really wants to lock arms with us, to partner with us, to move forward. And it's going to be the new people coming in that have an opportunity to catch that vision coming from each and every one of us that is going to be the accelerant here that creates that Life Unlimited concept for not just you, but for them as well, and truly leave a legacy. And so in closing, I know it would be redundant, but I don't think I can ever effectively articulate the extent of the gratitude that I have to be partnered with each and every one of you, and for your perseverance, your patience, and everything as we've been consistently working through the roadblocks and the challenges that you faced in your business, and now settle into an environment now where we can really press down the accelerator and take things to an entirely new level, coming out of Summit, pushing through the calendar year 2018. So, Collie, thank you for inviting me to be part of the call tonight, and I look forward to see each and every one of you at the event. And the most exciting thing about all of this is that the most exciting part has yet to happen. It's still to come. It's going to be what happens here post the event over the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, as we really take this message of the natural health revolution and use the strongest weapon that we have, that is our voice, to go out and share and truly, sincerely care about people and putting people before profit, service before self, focusing on relationships and how we can pour into other people to be a blessing in their life. That's what this business is really all about. And we're going to be the company that stands out as networking done right, because we've taken the things that have worked for us in the past, we're taking things that have worked for others, and we're taking things that are innovative, never been done before, and we're blending it into one common message. And that one common message will be the springboard or the catalyst for that critical mass, that momentum phase that we've been talking about, as we've now got a lot of the operational challenges now in the rearview mirror. But that doesn't mean that we won't continue to refine and get better every day. We'll continue to operate with this concept of living life in crescendo so that we can support you in your efforts and truly embrace the symbiotic relationship that exists with us and each and one of our field partners. So thank you for all that you do, and I can't wait to see you at the summit. And with that, Collie, I'll go ahead and turn the call back to you.
Awesome, Ryan. Thank you so much. And, you hit on a lot of stuff that I got to tell you what I'm really excited about, I think the most, about this summit. I mean, obviously, I've been in the industry a long time, been lots of conventions, and lots of exciting product announcements and all of this. But this will be my first time of actually going to a first summit for all of us from XANGO Nation. It'll be our first ZIJA summit. But it's not just us, it's also Kivana Nation. This will be their first ZIJA Summit, and I've met so many of the Kivana leaders, and they've got just so much great insight and talent, and I'm learning so much from them. And then all of ZIJA Nation and all of these leaders, many of them who've been growing organically for over a decade with no experience in the network marketing arena, but simply by being able to share the story of this amazing moringa tree and all the nutrients and the benefits there, and all of the other products that have launched since then, and learning from them. And so all of us, ZIJA Nation gets to meet and learn from Kivana leaders and XANGO leaders, and XANGO gets to, we all have so much to learn from each other, and I kind of feel like this is all of our very first summit together as a new family with so many new people to learn from and grow from. So I am very excited about all the products that are happening and the people and your breakout sessions. It's just unbelievable, the number of people, the things that you have that you're teaching on. And as I introduce now our next speaker, maybe you can hit on that a little bit, Jarom, because you and I have talked a little bit about that. You gave me a little insight and got to take a little sneak peek at some of the leaders and the topics that are being trained on is unbelievable. And of course, the first question everybody says, there's so many, are we going to be able to catch them all? And you had mentioned the recording and the Summit app that's going to allow us to have access to all of this. So in addition to the comments that you've prepared here for us this evening, I would love for you to talk a little bit about that. So next speaker is our Vice President of Sales, Jarom Dastrup.
Awesome, Kali. Well, thank you so much for the kind introduction. And I can't help but share some gratitude for our President CEO, Ryan Palmer, and his vast vision of ZIJA International and really, orchestrating and being the crucial pinpoint here of ZIJA International's growth over the last couple of years as he's taken the helm. And I'm so grateful to work with him and Kali and Dwayne. It's great to have you right here in our backyard as we get to talk often and see each other often. And for all those that are listening, my tone might be a little bit different this evening. I do want to share definitely from my heart and some of the vision. I also want to be able to speak to you as leaders. I look forward to calls like this because as leadership in any industry that you're a part of, it's always easy to have calls that are exciting and full of energy, which all of you know me. I'm all about that. I'm naturally that way. I look at things from a very positive outlook and very optimistic, and I believe in people. But sometimes we neglect maybe having some of those hard conversations, and which is what allows us to stay in business and be profitable as a business and make sure that leaders like yourself know that we're here for you. And that amidst all of the chaos and everything that's been going on, that we do know you by name. Most of you we've met in person and spent time with you, whether it's been in events or on calls or webinars or face-to-face here at corporate. So first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to all those that have joined us this evening. For those that don't know my story and how I came to ZIJA, I won't bore you with all those details, but I will say this, that my passion for our distributors came from being in the trench in the call center. As Ryan Palmer gave me those 90 days to prove myself, and it wasn't, train and then we'll see how you're going to do. He needed help immediately and was willing to give me 90 days to learn what I needed to learn so I could help him with the leadership and service the field and all of those things. And when I was in that call center, taking those phone calls and realizing that it was all of the little things, and I'll embarrass myself a little bit. I didn't realize how important all of those little things were. I mean, as I was listening to things that you'd never think of or you don't hear of often, and there's not a lot of complaints, that problem for that individual was a mountain before them. And as I listened to people talk about, I got to get this through, I need this volume, I got to get this commission, I need to go to the next level, and I need to be able to put food on my table, and all of those things started ringing deep within my soul, which I promised myself that as I entered the field and traveled and engaged in those conversations with our leadership, that I would never forget what those first 90 days were like. And so as we're moving now into 5-6 months and we've had this transition of all of you guys coming to ZIJA and being indoctrinated with our compensation plan and our messaging and our training and I like to call it the corporate cadence and the ZIJA Nation calls and the diamond calls. And I mean, that's a scary thing. It's a very scary thing. And, you know, change and where do I go for answers and all of those things. And we are so grateful for your humility and your meekness as you've worked with us, as we've been trying to digest everything that's been going on. And so, again, thank you for everything that you guys are doing. And please, please know that we love you, that we appreciate you. We want you guys to succeed. We are here to support you. We are here to serve with you. And we are here to go to battle with you. You know, as I often talk to ZIJA Nation and the leadership there, which I'm totally excited to now have all of this new leadership come together and on this one platform, you know, I often refer to them as, you guys, we've got to remember who the enemy is here. And I definitely don't ever want to be that company or that executive or be a part of an executive team where we are the enemy. There's already too much trial and too much tribulation that goes on in just building this business to begin with. You guys don't need that, and neither do we. And so remembering who the enemy isn't the people that we're working with, and it isn't a cross-line leader or an upline leader or a downline leader or corporate. The enemy are the people that are telling us that what we do doesn't work. The enemy are those that are telling us that our products are gimmicky and that they don't work, that there's no way that you can make money doing what we're doing and sharing the message that we're sharing. And so keep that in mind. Remember who the enemy is. And I can assure you it's not us. And if it is, I'd love to have a conversation with you and make that right, because we've got a bigger war to fight there. And I want to make sure that you know I have your back, and that as we engage that together, that we're there together. So with that being said, a couple things about Summit that I'm extremely excited for this year. And first is this. Our primary focus and message coming out of this event is education. In fact, you will hear this numerous times throughout our messaging and through all of the training is we are a product-first company and business second, meaning that we know that we have the best products out there, and the more customers, the more people, the more mouths and bodies that are putting these incredible products in their body, then that just gives us more exposure to go out and explode a much bigger business. Let's take on people's problems one at a time, starting with their health, and because it's easy to talk to, it's easy to talk about, and then we can move into that business aspect. But even more important than that, if we're talking about passive income, residual income, then we've got to have residual customers. And with that, people have got to be taking that product. And so that all starts with how we share it with them. So our breakout sessions, you're going to see about 65, 70% of them are all product education. We have numerous doctors coming in. We have the ZIJA Product Advisory Council coming in. We have our distributors who are highly product focused and have a great education on the products. They'll be training, and so you're going to have a variety of different topics and sessions that you can attend where you can learn as much as you possibly can about the product. If you don't need any help or refinement with the business, then just attend the product. If you want a combination of both, then we've got some phenomenal world-class leadership, the best in ZIJA Nation, XANGO Nation, Kibana Nation, all coming together as one. And that training is going to be electric. We've got some people that have made tens of millions of dollars who will be standing at the front of the room. And you got to bear with me here, because I don't want to make it sound like blue sky and it's easy, and we all know on this call that it's not. But what I'm excited about with these leaders that are going to be talking is they're tactical. We're getting down to the nuts and bolts. We're getting down to those little things that you need to be doing every single day, that combined efforts of all, that's where you experience that growth as a person, that growth in your team. And so those breakout sessions are going to be crucial to the growth of yourself, your team, and all those that you surround yourself with. And then, of course, all the new products that are coming out, being educated with all of those, and learning the competitive edge that comes with those. And then a little bit of what the future is to bring. I've been engaging in quite a few conversations the last, I would say, 4 weeks with our leadership, and some of them know what I'm doing, and some of them don't. But my primary objective here with gathering this intel and this information is I want to look at 2018, 2019. I want to be looking at our calendar. I want to be looking at what the corporate cadence is. What does our international growth look like? How are we going to get to that growth? How are we going to tap into that growth? How are we going to recruit that growth, and how are we going to sustain that growth? What are all the little things that we need to be looking at right now to put in place to ensure that as we start to experience that major energy, and it's that energy that's pulling us, where we're not having to push to create the energy, but the energy is pulling us, we're gravitating into those markets, and people are falling in line here with ZIJA Nation. And so I'm looking at the cadence of what that looks like. I'm looking at the cadence of the events. What do our events for 2018 and 19 look like? What are the trips, the reward trips that are going to be available? What do those look like, and how does that fit in? And then more importantly, because this is what will help create all of that, is what are the promotions that are going to take place? Down to the very simple, basic product of the month, 10% off, to an initiative that really cranks, whether something similar to like a double FSC or something like that. So there's a lot of moving parts that we're looking at to make sure that we're dialed in and greased for 2018 through 2019. So in closing, for all those that are listening, is simply this. Again, thank you for your patience as we have been trying to move mountains and work together through the last 6 months. We're so grateful for everything that you're doing and the things that we don't know that you guys do. I know that there's a lot of conversations that you're having to bear as leaders that sometimes you don't even know what those answers are, and it's the belief that you have in Ken Brailsford's vision and in the legacy, Ryan Palmer's leadership, and the science behind the ZIJA International products. And so thank you for that. And know this, all the way down to the customer service, we're working around the clock to make sure that people that engage with your team members are quality individuals that understand that even though the answer may be no, they need to hear that the answer is yes. And that all comes down to how we communicate. It's the information that we give out and the training that they have. We're also looking, as Ryan mentioned earlier, what our payment solutions are in some of these international markets. I know for a lot of those on the phone, it just seems like, my goodness, why can't we get that right? And there's no excuse there. We need to get it right. We've got some pretty good solutions on the horizon here that we feel like, one, will be a quick response to what is going on, but two, we never want to make a decision that is not long lasting. We never want to use a Band-Aid, because we know if we experience growth and that Band-Aid comes off, then it could be far more tragic than us just keeping focused on a long-term solution there. So just know that we are working through those things. And I just invite you that as you come into Salt Lake City for this event, that just be aware, as I know you will be, that we've got three families coming together to create one. And I've been saying and harping on this with all of the other leaders that, you guys, it's so important that we come together as one. I mean, I remember when all this happened and the XANGO founders were talking to you guys, both there at corporate, at XANGO's corporate and our corporate, is that this is going to be magic, that we've got two brands that have come together and two teams that have come together, two nations that have come together, that this industry hasn't seen anything like this in decades. And if you stop and think about that for a moment, what companies out there really are moving and shaking that have the foundation that ZIJA International has? I'll tell you right now, there isn't any. When I say at the level, you look at that $150 to $250 million mark, there isn't a company that's moving like we're moving right now. And it is up to us, those that are on this call, that if we want to move into that next phase as a company and that growth, where I like to refer to it as the boy band money is made, then let's do it. Let's have fun while we're doing it. Let's work together. Let's cry together. We'll bleed together. We'll move forward together. And in closing, I just want to leave you with one of my favorite sayings that I actually came across as I was going through my growth here at ZIJA, and that's simply this. If you want 1 year of happiness, grow grain. If you want 10 years of happiness, grow trees. if you want a lifetime of happiness, grow people. Folks, I'm interested in being in the business of growing people and being a part of their journey. I want to grow myself. I want to be a billion-dollar executive. I don't want to be left behind. That means that I've got to move forward with you. And I'm looking forward to what that journey looks like and what the future is going to bring. And with that, Kali, I'll turn it back to you.
Awesome, Jarom. Thank you so much. I so appreciate both you and Ryan sharing part of your evening. I know that Sundays for many people, this is our day of rest. It's our day to spend with our family, and I just love how we are family. ZIJA Nation, we're family. So I love being able to spend that time together, and I really appreciate everything that you said. And I'm going to take some people through a couple things here, and I've got a couple more people that I want to hear from here. But first, what I'm going to do is take a little look through some of the Facebook posts that have occurred on the ZIJA page. So obviously we all need to be plugged in, but we need to, even if we're not Facebook users, some of us, we have Facebooks. We know we have to have it. It's social media at times. It's a way for people to be connected. But if we're not checking our Facebook and being plugged in, we're going to miss a lot, especially because in this modern day and age, so much is shared that way. And we certainly see so much in ZIJA being shared on Facebook. So I just want to encourage everyone to make sure that you're plugged in and make sure you have your team plugged in every day. Let's just look. Let's go to the ZIJA International Facebook page, and let's go to Dr. Plant's Facebook page and see what's happening. So I want to take you through a couple of the posts. So right now I also want to make sure that I show you this menu here for those of you that are visually online in the meeting birding room. You know, it's not just a page. When you land on the page, you land on the home page. But if you go to events, you'll see the events. And if you click on that, you'll go to the summit event where you can actually go on to that event and say that you're going and share it with your team and invite other people, and that's kind of fun. Then you can go right to the post, you can go right to the about, the photos, the videos. And so there's a lot of great videos that get shared all the time on the ZIJA corporate page, and then all of a sudden you miss them because it was a week ago or it was a month ago or it was several months ago, and you're like scrolling. And no, just go to videos, and then you can go look directly at just the videos that have been shared, which is incredible. So let's go there. Let's join the community. Let's make a review. Let's help build this ZIJA brand here together. So here's just some of the posts I saw. Buy 5, get 1 free on the XM. It's a promotion. Awesome. The plant protein bars, so incredible. They'll be available, by the way, again at Summit. So if you've missed out on the pre-orders, you certainly want to stock up then. Some of the videos that I've seen, and again, you go to videos, you find them. I love that you're doing these recipes with the Ameo essential oils. I'm new to essential oils, so for me, I'm learning so much, and I just love this. And every day, I just look at a recipe that they post, and I share it with a friend, and all of a sudden, I've got new Ameo essential oils customers. So make sure that you're doing that every single day. And then I see all these posts of these people who are using our products and losing weight, and the before and afters are unbelievable, and their testimonials as they share them, their transformation stories. It's inspiring, and I share those with other people as well. And then every week they post the next week's Natural Health Revolution Education Series calls. So remember, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at 11 a.m., a member of the ZIJA Product Advisory Council is training us on the different products, on different things to educate us about our health and wellness in this industry that we are in. And then, of course, they also post the monthly ZIJA Nation call, which takes place on the first Tuesday of every period. So the events, they're there. We want to plug in every day. And if I miss it, if I can't catch it live, which more often than not I don't catch it live, maybe it's an hour later or 2 hours later or 3 hours later. Some people in a completely different time zone, it might be 8 or 10 or 12, but they're like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. So I always make sure I go, look, view it, I learn something new, and then I share it with a friend, pass it on, and it's incredible for prospecting. So we've seen about Summit, the events there, like I said, like it, share it. Hotel rooms still available through October 10th, so we're coming up on that. So let's make sure that we do that. Stuff is there about the masquerade party and our Friday night special event at Summit Friday night We are doing the recognition event. This is with Chris Estes. It is open to all of XANGO Nation. So make sure you invite everybody. It's at 9 o'clock. And Chris has been giving away money, and he's been doing the first $50,000, the second $50,000. He's going to announce the third $50,000, and he's going to recognize all the people who took part in the first two promotions, and he's going to announce another one to drive us through the end of the year. So we don't want to miss that. And we saw the post about the 5K run that's Saturday morning that's going to benefit the ZIJA Miracle Foundation. So I had somebody say, 5 miles, that's a lot. No, it's like a little over 3 miles. It's 5 kilometers. But you know, we can do that even if we walk it in a couple of hours. So what a great opportunity that's going to be. And, of course, our keynote speakers have been talked about, the ex-ambassadors, our closing. What a great way to close an event. Our actual final keynote speaker is Saturday evening, and then we follow it with an after party. What a fun way to and then there's information there about all these breakout sessions that are there and how to make sure that you're registered for Summit. And I'm going to show you that in just a second to make sure, because even though if we bought tickets from XANGO, we have them, but we have to log into our back office. I'll show you this in a minute, how to actually go into our tickets and then finish the job and put our information in to make sure that we're registered, because number one, we want to catch all the great stuff, but number two, the pre-orders on the More Clear, we're going to talk about that in a second, are only for right now for people registered for Summit. So we want to do that. And then, by the way, every 3 people of your personally sponsored people that are registered for Summit, you get $100 to spend on the new products, just to spend at the ZIJA Summit store and Expo at the event to be able to purchase the new products that are coming out. So imagine that. I mean, $100 for every 3, and there's no limit. So you can get $200, $300, $400, $500, whatever. There was a post recently about downloading the ZIJA Summit app. Make sure that you do and get connected, and you can actually set it up right now and activate it so that we're connected to everything that's going on. And then we started to see September 18th, they posted this video, Our Next Big Moment, which finishes with the biggest product reveal yet. So make sure that you go to the page. You'll see it under the videos. Watch that. It's really fun. We've all been wondering, what is this product that's coming out? We've been hearing all the rumors, and of course that's how it is in our industry, right? And then all of a sudden, we see a post about the Moringa difference, talking about purification process and killing bacteria. Do you know that Moringa oleifera has been used for centuries as a natural water purifier? No, I did not know that. And when this was posted, it was really exciting. And then we see another one, the current state of our tap water. Can't wait to show you that ZIJA's harnessed the purifying power of Moringa oleifera. And then ZIJA, they gave this information to the Elite Diamonds. They had an Elite Diamond call. And then a few days later, a Black Diamond and above call. And then a few days later, a Diamond and above calls. And then yesterday, Dr. Plant came on our Super Saturday training webinar and gave us lots of great information. The email went out to everyone registered for convention or for Summit, and you can pre-order the system, and there's some information and stuff on it, which is absolutely incredible. But what I wanted to do for our next speaker, I wanted to get this far because both Dwayne Dyer and I live local, and so we get to go into the office and we get to see things firsthand. And this beautiful, sexy unit was sitting on the counter in the kitchen, and oh, it was so delicious. I had some. I'm going to tell you what my thought was. I have a $4,000 system on my counter right now, and it's great. Healthy water balances your pH, and we know it's wonderful, but I've never enjoyed the taste of it because it just didn't really have any taste. And I love the taste of things like Smart Water, certain waters where they have these minerals and stuff. I love the certain taste. There's an H2Go, or I think it is called, that I love, and some of these pH balanced waters that I've tasted are absolutely delicious. And then I tried it, and it is the most delicious tasting water that I have ever tasted. I was really excited about that. So the email has all the details. If you haven't gotten it, we're going to show you how to get that email tomorrow to make sure that you're registered. But another person who got to try the water and see the machine is Dwayne Dyer. So Dwayne, I would really love for you to just share with everybody a little bit about your experience with that and then what you see as far as the future of our marketing efforts once we have this machine to lead and talk about.
You bet, Collie. Thanks for inviting me on the call. You are a master communicator, and I absolutely love it. And we are a family, and it's fun to scroll through here and see, John and Gina and Jeff and Shirley and Sandy and Ed and Brenda and Tanya and Ray and Collie. And, what I love about calls like this, I think Jarom hit it right on the head. We give milk to babies and the meat to the leaders. And this is a leadership call, a diamond call. I absolutely love that. And what I love about both Ryan and Jarom is these guys, they not just, talk the talk, but they walk the walk. And when you look at them, they're fit, they're trim, they're passionate about the products, and I love being involved in a product-driven company. I love that because that's the only thing that sustains you long term. And this comes from the foundation of Ken Brailsford. I've had an opportunity. This is my third Ken Brailsford company I've been associated with. The first two times as a corporate executive, a director of international operations for his first company. 4 years later, joined his sister company, 6 years as a vice president of that company. And I will tell you, both companies were extremely product focused. And today, both companies are still doing hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. And he says this will be his legacy company, and I absolutely believe it. I love that Jarom started in the call center. I love that Ryan started as a distributor. I love the fact that they've had their feet in the fire. And I remember very early on in the early days of XANGO when things were a real struggle, and I went into Gordon and I said, Gordon, we got to fix this. And he jumped up in that Italian way. He poked his finger in my chest and he says, no, you've got to fix this. And I thought, okay, I get it. I got to be part of the solution. That's what leaders are. They're part of the solution. And when you marry a unilevel plan with a binary plan, you go through a little bit of heartache and a little bit of things going on here. And I love the fact that leaders are part of the solution. And I love when, Collie, what you said, we're local. We can walk into the offices. And if you walk in on a Monday morning at 8 a.m., there's the whole staff. They're sitting in a conference room. They have a list on the board, and all the executives are meeting together, and they're taking every one of the issues. And Ryan and Jarom are saying, let's get this done, folks. Let's make it happen. So this is going to be exciting. Every month, it seems like we've been married here for a while, but really we're just going into our 6th month, and it's been a tremendous marriage of two companies, as what was mentioned. And when I got a preview, Collie, as you did, of some of the products that are being launched at convention, and really they're keeping the lid on a whole bunch of them, but when we saw this product, I immediately said, wow. This looks amazing. Intrinsically, it looks fantastic. It looks like it belongs in your kitchen. It was very well done. It has a very easy side panel that you pull off. There's 3 filters in a row there. You see the carbon filter, the pre-filter. You see the reverse osmosis system and the post-filter, and you realize it's clean. The filters are easy to take out and put in. The whole unit, the LED, the branding, the functionality of it, and the play that these guys have done with each other. I won't tell you what Redis said might go next into the water to see if they can purify it before they hand it off to the next corporate person. It was a good laugh, and I'll let your imagination run wild with that one. But when they're talking about running Diet Coke and then pesticides and fertilizers and things through it and coming out with pure, clean drinking water, actually had an opportunity to try the unit. Very impressed. I was very impressed with the taste of the water. Retta said, I think this is the water they ran the insecticide through, and I thought, great, but it absolutely, having been in the industry, having seen reverse osmosis, I know the power of what a unit like that can do. I got a text immediately from the last call, Collie, from Carol Escalano, and Carol said, Dwayne, she says, do you know how powerful moringa is in purifying water in the Philippines? I said, no, I had no idea. I knew that the Filipinos used it, the product for a number of things. It reminds us of our mangosteen story that we have and how excited she got about the mangosteen because she knew the history of it. And she said, Dwayne, this is going to be huge. She says, you don't understand how big this is going to be. And I thought, wow, Carol's on fire. She sees the potential of what it's going to be because she knows it. She knows the history of it. So I feel like I'm playing catch up here a little bit. But when I see it. When I saw the unit, when I tasted the water, when I saw the price point, when I saw the PV, I said to myself, and I said to Redis, this is killer good. This is going to be a winner. This is going to create a lot of volume in a very short amount of time. And Kali, I absolutely am thrilled with the direction we're heading right now and what we're seeing here. So I'm going to turn the call back to you.
Thank you so much, Dwayne. Yep, I'm pretty excited. We're all excited. Got a couple other people that I want to hear from. The next person I want to hear share is I want to share. I have her share a little bit with us. This is going to be Sandy Cohen. I'm going to ask to share next. I'm going to talk a little bit about events. We all know, and she's like the queen of events are not negotiable, but I want to talk about all the events real quick, just to remember and bring to your mind that you want to promote these events, because people on the team, the new people, some of us as leaders, we have too many events and we're trying to juggle, but the new people, they're starving for information, they're starving for events to plug into. So I just want to remind everybody, xuevents.com, that's where we have our online events that we do as a team. Monday mornings, Facebook Live with Chris Estes that we can tune into at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Our Maximize Monday, every Monday night, an opportunity meeting, and I would love for more leaders to participate in doing these presentations. So please let me know if you're ready to put yourself on the schedule. And I think we're going to have some incredible opportunity meetings when we can talk about this more clear as a lead. But every Monday night, 6 o'clock Pacific, people are tuning in they're having home meetings, and they're tuning in with a house full of people, and they've got an upline standing by for a follow-up call afterwards to introduce the team and talk about the money story and their own teams, and of course their Super Saturday training webinars. But every single day almost we have an event that we can plug into, and all of the Facebook Live events that are done by the Product Advisory Council are on Dr. Plant's page, facebook.com/Dr. Joshua Plant. And if you look at videos, you'll see everything that you missed. But every Monday through Friday, we can tune in. On Monday with Dr. Vaughn Johnson with Core Solutions, and on Tuesday with Shelley McGuire and the Beyond Beauty Report, and on Wednesday with Dr. Plant with the Facts and Findings, and on Thursday, Everyday Essentials with Dr. Scott Johnson. And on Friday, our Friday Fit Fix. There's something for everyone with Nikki Johnson. And every single one, I learn something, and I always think about the person I want to share that with. So let's just make sure that we're tuning in, whether it's live or whatever, that we share it with some people, that we use it for an opportunity to prospect. But I really want to talk about Summit for a sec. We're going to talk about the agenda to make sure everybody understands the Diamond Dinner, which is Wednesday night. And there are corporate office tours and the registration. I'm going to show you where you can get that if you haven't already activated your registration. The agenda Thursday, most important thing to know is that General Session 1 starts at 2 o'clock, so we want to make sure that we are registered and there before that first recession. And then that evening we have an international reception from 5:30 to 7, and then our masquerade ball. So our masquerade ball, they're going to provide the mask, and we can wear our cocktail attire and have fun dancing. It's going to be a really fun evening and a great way to start the summit. And then Friday, we've got General Session 2 that starts at 9 a.m., 9 to 10, and then breakout sessions all day long. We can register for 6 different breakout sessions, and then the ones that we missed, they're going to be recording. And if we've got the app, we want to make sure we get the ZIJA Summit app. We'll be able to have access to the recordings as well as to the PowerPoints and the presentations. So it's going to be great. And then don't forget, Friday night at 9 o'clock, we have the reception. It's going to be in room B&D of the Salt Palace. And we want to tune into that so we can tune into what promotions and what opportunities we have. Chris Estes is pulling out of his pocket to help us and give us promotion incentives. A lot of new people, too, and this next $50,000 he's going to give away, he wants to be able to give away more money to more people, to new people. So that's all we know in advance about what's going to be announced. Of course, we conclude Saturday where we have General Session 3 at 9 a.m. to noon. General Session 4 starts at 3 p.m. till 5, and then the last closing session is at 7:30 p.m., followed by the Ex-Ambassadors contest or concert. And, of course, that morning, 6:45 a.m., ZIJA Miracle Foundation 5K race. That's going to be amazing. So we want to make sure that we register for those things. So there's nobody that understands the importance of events better than Ed and Sandy Cohen. So I would really like Ed and Sandy to share a little bit with us about this summit and what we should be doing for the next few weeks, 17 days. What should our activity be for the next 17 days?
Get very little sleep and drink lots of Super Mix and lots of XANGO cocktails. Put them together, guys. But you know what's interesting, Colleen? Before we hang out, we must please remind everybody on Thursday afternoon, they should come in early to tour not only the corporate office, but most importantly, the pharmaceutical grade manufacturing plant. So you need to log into your back office, and hopefully you know where to log in at myzija.com with your ID and password and go to registered events. And that's where you can register and pay for those corporate tours. Don't miss that, because then you'll see with your own eyes the quality of our products. And when you talk about my mantra, Collie, events are not negotiable. I think back to 23 years ago when I got started in network marketing, and I banged my head against the wall for 4 solid years. Not part-time, full-time. I'm talking, 15, 16 hours a day, just struggling to figure it out. And, of course, we didn't have internet and webinars and all that stuff then. And what I found that was the key, that was the secret to my breakthrough, was attending events. And you said it. You said it clearly. People are starving for information. What should they say? How do they say it? How do they understand how the products work? So if you're not at Summit, please don't tell your sponsor, don't tell your upline success partners that you're serious about your business, because you're not. This is tough love now. So if you're, I remember, Collie, in fact, Rose, I can't remember her last name, is looking for roommates. They want to put 4 girls in a room. We used to do that. We used to do that with 6 girls in a room, and did whatever we had to do to be at the event, because you know why? When you go, your business explodes. So I think it was Jim McManus or one of the other leaders in ZIJA, when he was interviewed by Chris Estes, if you saw it on one of his Monday calls, he will not work with people that don't show up at Summit. Is that tough love? He will not work with anyone that does not. No excuse. I mean, we've known about the Summit for at least 6 months. So don't tell me you couldn't get time off from your job. What if you got sick? What if you couldn't go to work? What would happen? So a little bit of tough love, but I'm so excited about the Summit, not just because of the new products, but the growth that's going to happen for each and every one of you who sacrifice to be there. And, of course, we love seeing you as well. Okay, but guys, do what you need to do, and make sure you let your upline team members know that you're going to show up and get there early on Thursday so you can take the tours, show up at Chris's event Friday night. I think we're supposed to be there at 9, if I'm correct, Holly, the XANGO Nation at 9. Let's rock and roll, because you all deserve to live life unlimited. Thanks, guys. Over to you, Collie.
Awesome, Sandy. Thank you so much. And there's just one more person that we need to hear from here to close our call up. And to kind of set this up, I just want to go back and just remind everyone for a moment about what we're talking about. This is a diamond call. So you're either on this line because you are a diamond, or because you're close to hitting diamond, or because you've been a diamond equivalency in the past, or because you're working on diamond and we know you're going to get there. So it's diamonds with a few additional invitations that were out there that were made. So if you're on this call, you're a diamond, or we know you're going diamond, and we know you're serious, and we just want to make sure that we all remember and promote and talk about what it means to have a diamond lifestyle. So diamond, first of all, remember we're building 2 teams, left and right, and we have at least 15,000 in volume on both teams every week. So we need to have that. We need to have 5 people that we've personally enrolled, personally sponsored, where they have teams with at least 500 on both teams. So 500 or more. We need 5 people like that. We're somewhere on the team. There's somebody that has 2 teams with 500 minimum, and we have 15,000 minimum on both teams. Okay, so now we're diamond. So as a diamond, we're in the diamond club. We get to be on the diamond calls every period. We get so many awesome things. I just want to take it through and make sure that we remember and know what it means to be a diamond. So being in the diamond club means you also get diamond hotel rooms. There's actually a diamond rate that's available. You get a special link that you actually are getting these rooms at cost that you're not going to get it at a price that anyone else could pay for, but it's because of the room block that ZIJA is making for their diamonds, and so they're getting this discount and they're passing this discount on to their diamonds. And of course the diamond dinner at Summit. So at Summit we're going to have the dinner. We're going to be in the diamond pool. So there's money that we're going to actually be benefiting on all the commissionable volume sold in the world by every customer, every distributor on anyone's team, anywhere in the world. We get to do that. But I really want to take a second. Well, and a couple of things I want to talk about before I say this and then introduce our final speaker, Ray Heron. Diamond Success Trips. Every year there's a Diamond Success Trip. When you first hit it, it's paid for, and then every year you can qualify to get it free every year. All you have to do every year after that is be qualified during a period. And so for every period that you do, you get 20% of your next trip covered. So 5 periods, 100%. And so as we maintain our diamond ranks and as we grow from there, so we can have these diamond trips forever, every year for free. So the next diamond trip, I want to make sure you know when it is and that we're all planning for it, that it's on our calendars, that our goals are being set to hit it. Our next diamond trip is February 22nd through 26th of 2018. It's in Orlando. It's 4 nights accommodations at the Gaylord Palms Hotels. It includes our airfare and our meals and a 1-day pass, a hopper pass to Disney World. We get to participate in ZIJA Miracle Foundation's service project. And so the qualifications for our diamond trips and our black diamond trips, which are every other year, by the way, are the calendar year. And so the last cycle of the last period in 2017 starts on December 31st and ends on January 6th. So we need to be diamond by January 6, 2018. What does that mean? Hitting the qualifications 3 cycles in a row. So we got to make sure that we're planning on doing this in advance. And guys, with what we have launching at Summit, I really believe it'll be hard to miss this if we set the goal and we start talking to people and we start doing the deal and we set a 90-day massive action plan. We can't miss. So I want everybody to put this on their calendar. Of course, you get multiple business centers as a diamond. You get to open a whole separate business center. But I want to just talk about this profit participation plan for a second. I've never seen a company do this. I didn't even know what the numbers really were. I kind of had this little grasp as they explained it. But now as we're talking to other diamonds who are participating in this pool and understanding what these numbers mean, the average income of a diamond is over $11,000 a month, the average diamond. Now, that does not include the profit participation plan. This is Ken Brosford setting aside 25% of the company net profits into 5 different pools, 5% in 5 different pools. The first pool opened up in the spring of 2011 to diamonds. Diamonds and above get a share, and the higher the diamond you are, the more points you get. And so it opened when the company hit 50 million. So the next pool was scheduled to open at 300 million, but ZIJA has decided to open it at 250 million, which they estimate will be the end of this year. And so that pool is to black diamonds and above. So we don't just want to go diamond. That's first, but then we want to go black diamond because now we're going to be in 2 different profit participation pools. The income is so huge on these pools. As I'm looking at the numbers and the qualifications, every pool, remember, the company's doing more volume as the pools open, which means more profits, more money in these pools, and the higher the pools goes to a higher rank, which means fewer numbers of people participating. So this second pool, when it opens, the first pool is called the Business Catalyst Pool, and you can see that in your back office now. The next one, the Life Unlimited Pool, when it opens, it's going to be 5 times the money because there'll be 1/5 the number of people participating. And then we don't know the details, but Pool 3 will open at $600 million, and we were knocking on that door with XANGO Nation, so we know with us and Kivana Nation and ZIJA Nation all working together, and with the new products that are being announced, I think this pool could be open by the end of next year. And then at $1 billion, another pool opens, and then at $2 billion. All I want to say is, if you go to the top of this plan, which you can do with only 6 legs, I look at other companies with massive income where distributors are making huge amounts of money a month. They require 15 or more personally sponsored leadership legs to make that kind of money, and we can do that in ZIJA because of this profit participation plan. With 6 legs, I can totally see, I'm just doing the math, I'm not making income claims, but I can totally see, if you go to the top of this company, I can totally see that our Crown Diamonds elites are going to be making, or can be, or could, how do I say this without making an income claim, Ray? You're going to have to cover my mess here. A 7-figure monthly income. I have never even thought about making that kind of money because I never really saw it possible, because I wasn't willing to join a company where I'd have to personally sponsor and develop 15 separate leadership legs to make that kind of money, because I want to be in a company where I can work with a smaller number of people, help people become successful. And I see it in ZIJA with 6 legs. It's unbelievable. I don't see another opportunity out there in any other company. I can tell you that whatever transitional issues are, if I only had 1 leg, I would be just as excited because I have a leg. I just have to build 1 more. And 6 people to get to the very top to make an obscene amount of money. So the potential is huge. This water filter thing, leading with this, $500? Are you kidding me? I got extra units just because I want to be able to take them and drop them off at people's houses and pick them up the next day. And I'll have orders all day long. And the water filter cartridge is $40 a month to replace it. It's commissionable. It's 20 PV, which means everyone's going to get on a 20 PV ZRP. And then we're just going to follow up with them even some more and talk to them about the other products. We're going to raise that. Then who do you know? And what an incredible lead. What an incredible time. So I hope everyone not only is going to Summit, as obviously we're leaders, we're going to Summit, but that we are doing nothing more between now and then than getting as many people to Summit as we can, because we all know that the number of people we have there is going to explode our business. So our final concluding speaker of the evening, Mr. Ray Heron, my sponsor and my mentor, and we have had a lot of conversations about the income potential of ZIJA lately, so I would really love for you to talk to us all and let us know what we really need to know about the opportunity that we have so fortunately found ourselves a part of.
Thank you, Collie, so much. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you great.
Good. Thank you so much, Collie and Dwayne, for stepping up. And, both of you, there's times when I wanted to step out. I want to share my heart with those of you on the call here tonight. Most of you know me personally, and, I reflect a lot. I'll soon be 70 years old, and I'm not a newbie, and I've been at this network marketing business now for 3.5 decades. And I've had my heart broken in 2, and I know, without a doubt, many of you I've talked to, you feel like you were hurt in this transition. And believe me, I have empathy for you and with you, because I felt the same. I've had 4 mammoth organizations in this industry in these 3.5 decades, some of them larger than many network marketing companies. But they all left me, I had to just start over, and try it one more time. And most every time I thought about stepping out, but I realized that, where else can you go? Where you really can apply some talents that God gave you and put some hard work into it and gather up more friends and just do it again and do it again. And I got to tell you, I knew very little about ZIJA. I certainly knew I had met Ken Brailsford before and certainly knew of his accomplishments, but I didn't know a thing in the world about this company. And frankly, it's been hard. It's been hard on me personally to try to decide what I'm going to do with, I guess what you could say is the last chapter of my life. I hope it's a long chapter, but it's not been easy for me to embrace this whole thing. And I suggest with some of you on the call, maybe it hasn't been easy for you, and perhaps you're still trying to decide, is this for me or not? I got to tell you, thank you, Jarom, if you're still on the call. Good night, dear. Thank you, Jarom, if you're still on the call, and Ryan. Your words, they mean a lot to me. This company I have studied in the background pretty intensely now for many months. I've looked very closely at what you are as individuals, the kind of products that you really do want to bring to the market. And Dwayne, you're right. This thing, it is product driven. You can't have a great opportunity without having great products, because eventually, if your products are so-so, you're going to fail. Now, unfortunately, all of the casualties in my career in this industry, although, God knows I made millions of dollars while I was there, so, I can't complain very much, but we had good products, but it seems those companies, they just, they didn't seem to have enough business acumen, and they didn't know how to manage the dollars, and they ran out of money. I don't believe that that's a possibility with Mr. Ken Brailsford, although he's not going to give his fortune away. But, people with his kind of success and his background, they don't give it everything they have and put their resources behind something for it not to be successful. I believe Collie, Dwayne, Sandy, and all the other diamonds on the call here tonight, that I do really believe that we're looking at what I believe to be the largest opportunity of my career. And that's really saying something, the things I've been involved with. And, wow, it's humbling to me. I think this thing is going to be bigger than we ever could possibly imagine if we're willing to just throw our heart across the line one more time and follow it. I love everything I've seen here, and it wasn't easy coming to that conclusion. So I'm excited about going to Summit, and I'm excited about seeing all of you again. We care deeply about all of you. And I believe that if we'll just give it all we've got for about the next year or two, this is the one that we probably always looked for. And if we give it everything we got, do our best work behind a company that we can be proud to be involved with, that we'll never regret it. That what happened to us recently would never happen again. So I want to encourage you, if you're still on the fence about coming, throw your heart across the line one more time and come and join us. Come and take a look, and let's learn from the people that have been here for a while, that are enjoying fabulous lifestyles. And believe me, if it's available to them, it's available to you as well. And I can't wait to get there. It's coming up soon, and I am very excited about all these new products I'm seeing. And it's the water filter. You're right, guys. The whole world uses water every day. If we got the best, it's common sense says we could do a pretty good job of having one of those on most counters of people that we visit with every day. So I'm excited about the future, guys. It took me a while to be here, but I want you to know that I'm on board, and I'm throwing you a lifeline. And if you're trying to decide whether it's for you or not, I believe that it is. So just grab a hold with both hands, and let's just go do it one more time. and have it stay. And then we can look back and say, job well done. Thanks, Colleen.
Awesome, Ray. Thank you so much. As always, you really help us all. I'm always just excited, you know me, and I just love that you can just really take us through we do have all those emotions, right? There's all the emotions of, you know, our XANGO family, our ZIJA family. But as we've been going through this process, I'm just thrilled with our new family. It's so much more talent that we can pull from, and so many more opportunities, and it's just incredible. So in closing, I just want to make sure that everybody knows where to find the information, myownxfactor.com. If you go there, the video from yesterday is the very first thing that you're going to see, just to make it easy. It's also on our YouTube channel. It's on the ZIJA Nation, by the way. Armando de Guzman Jr. actually rebroadcast it. He showed the webinar while he did a Facebook Live, and we're going to start doing more of that, and we're going to, so that we're Facebook Living for those people who that's the best way to tune in, but we're also still doing it available on the phone bridge so that people who can only call in can still get in, and we're just going to provide more tools and more technology. But that's the Facebook Live that you can share, or again, in the comments here, there's the video that's on YouTube, and so we can share it. So you want to share yesterday's message from Dr. Plant. We want people to know. And I just want to show you how you're going to go into your ZIJA back office, and you're going to go to marketing. When you click on marketing, you're going to click on registered events. Now, most of us probably have already done this. I guess I need to log in again. Most of us have already done this, but our team doesn't know. If they're saying, I'm registered, but I didn't get an email. Well, some of it could be our international folks, which, by the way, okay, let's just go back through here. You log in, go to marketing, go to registered events, and your tickets are there. And your ticket has an event ID number and a PIN number. So you can simply click on Edit Registration, and now we're going to take it, because if you bought extra tickets and stuff especially, you're going to go here. It's going to take you to the ZIJA Summit page, and you can register now if you're getting a new ticket, or already registered. When you click on that, you put in your event ID and your PIN number. And so now we can log in, and we're going to go and we're going to set up our name, our ID number, our email, our cell phone, our stuff, and assign our extra tickets and put in their name and their ID number so that they are plugged in. And so we're going to get that email. And so make sure that everybody does that here this evening, and that we want to share the message from yesterday where we actually show this as well. So when you share that video from yesterday, we can show, and it's Dr. Plant talking about this incredible filter and the opportunities. We want to get this because they underestimated the demand, and they know they're selling out before we even get to Summit. So the thought of getting one at Summit might not happen. They might be sold out before we even get to Summit. Make sure that you get yours. So you need to be registered. Then you'll get the email. So in the email, it says, it'll be a little email that says, fill out this form and the link to order it. And so you're going to click on this, and then it's going to take you to a PDF, information on the filter, the price, $499, 250 PV. Comes with filters that we're going to be able to buy separate, but it's going to have some extra filters. And then we're going to put in our information. This is a PDF that you can just fill out, so you don't have to worry about any of this. You're just going to fill it out. If you want to use your credit card on file, you just click that box. You don't even have to fill out any credit card information. And then you're going to print this. And what I do is print it and save it as a PDF. So how do I do that? When it's all filled out, I'm going to go to my print, and it brings up my printing tab. And so I'm going to say print and then save as a PDF. So right there's your little printer, and you can save it as a PDF. And that's what I have it set for. So save, and now I'm going to email it. And I'm going to email it to More Clear, and it shows you right here at ZIJAcorp.com. If you didn't get the email for some reason, or if any member of your team does not yet have the email, ask one of us to forward you our email so that you can fill it out and get in your pre-order and get registered, so that when they check the pre-order against the Summit registration list, they'll see that you're there. So let's just make sure that we get them ordered. I want everyone in XANGO Nation to have a more clear filter so that we can really, truly be, boom. They're going to ship it on Thursday, the week of Summit. When we get back from Summit, it'll be on our doorstep, and it will be go time. So that's all the information that we have here this evening for everybody. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. We'll have the recording that will be available. It will be sent out to all the diamonds. You can then forward it, and you can forward it. It'll be on our YouTube channel, guys, because I don't need to not hide this information. I mean, if you want to forward it to somebody who's not a diamond or even who's new, but you know they're a diamond in the rough, they're a diamond in the making, and you want to share that with them, you're totally welcome to do that. We're not going to police that at all. So I think that is it. I just want to make sure there aren't any unanswered questions in the question box. Okay, so guys, it's go time. Tune into the YouTube channel. This will be posted. By the way, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because if you do, then the moment a new video is posted, you'll get an email that says there's a new, and you don't have to keep checking to see if it's posted there or not. But all you have to do is go to youtube.com/XANGO by ZIJA University. And if you go there, you'll see the channel, and then you can just click on subscribe. And then as soon as this video is posted, you will get notified instantly, and you'll have it. But what's there right now, again, it's on Facebook, it's on our site, My Own X Factor, and it's also right here, the very first video that you're going to see, ZIJA in the Know with Dr. Joshua Plant. And it's the sneak peek at not just this, but other things that are happening at Summit. So thanks, everybody. Last thing, I'm sorry, diamonds. Diamonds can purchase a block of diamond tickets, and they cost $400 for 20 tickets. Now, it's supposed to be that's $20 each. But then when the person goes to register, it's going to give them the price for half price, so they can register for $99. So that we have available to us so that people don't have to pay the $200. And if you want any of these, just get with your upline diamonds, because most of us have the extra tickets, and we can give you the codes for $20 where people can register for $100. And then for XANGO distributors from the past, we can even get some of that waived, and just get a hold of your upline diamond. They'll give you all the details. So the most important thing is, let's get as many people as we can to this year's summit so that we can have an amazing 2018. Thank you, everybody. Talk to you on the next Diamond Call, or probably on an earlier webinar. Good night, everyone.